Hey there, I'm Steve, and welcome to Jamsinentertainment. I'm back from vacation. On this Throwback Thursday, we're looking at the Hateful Eight, the extended cut on Netflix. There's going to be a little comparison between the theatrical release and the Netflix version. To start, the theatrical version has 4 chapters, and so does the Netflix one, but for whatever reason, I don't know if this is just the agreement Quentin Tarantino had with Netflix, but it's listed as a TV show with 1 season and 4 episodes, and even in the titles, because in the movie, Tarantino puts a chapter between each segment. It says episode. I'm more of a fan of the chapter aspect, and you'll learn why in just a minute. A little more on the extended cut. So the theatrical release is 2 hours and 45 minutes, about there. This extended cut, each segment is at minimum 50 minutes. So you're looking basically at 4 hours. And there's a reason why I call them chapters, is because some scenes are extended and some scenes are added. At least for me, I could close my eyes and listen to the movie and picture like I'm reading a book. That's how at least the extended version comes across to me. It really comes across as a book that was adapted into a movie. But this is just Tarantino genius again, where he writes a fantastic story and amazing dialogue. And this was filmed in 70, actually, I watched the special features on this. It was filmed in 65mm Panavision, and then when it's projected onto the screen, it's 70mm Panavision. God, I wish I'd seen this in theaters. I know I'm starting to say that a lot more often, but okay, the first time I saw this, I think it was on Netflix, and it was on my older TV, which was 1080p, and then I bought it on Blu-ray DVD combo. A lot of my DVD combos, I bought a CD binder and filled up, and I took up to the family cabin. So when I was on vacation, I watched the theatrical cut on DVD. So I've seen it in 720 now on a 1080 screen. I've seen it in 1080p, I've seen it in 720, and then when I got home and watched the extended cut on Netflix, I've seen it in 4K now. And wow, does this movie look vastly different in 4K than it does on the other standards. I can only imagine, unfortunately, what it would be like to see this in 70mm Panavision. Because this movie is just absolutely gorgeous. And Tarantino takes these wide, sweeping shots of this. I'm not sure if the location was Wyoming, but these wide sweeping shots of these open fields with mountain backgrounds. And actually watching the extended cut and seeing when they get to the haberdashery, I thought to myself, this looks like a Bob Ross painting. The movie just has these grand shots of scenery. I know I'm getting repetitive on it, but it's just a gorgeous film. If it ever, especially the extended cut, if it ever gets released to theaters, I'm going to go see it. Starring in this movie is Samuel L. Jackson and Kurt Russell, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen. Unfortunately, the other actors escape me right now. Oh, Channing Tatum is in this, but not that much. And the main woman actress in this is Jennifer Jason Leigh. This is mostly a mystery movie. It's kind of cross-genred. The fact that it's a period piece, so it's set in the Old West shortly after the Civil War, which creates a lot of tension, just the fact that it's post-Civil War. Samuel L. Jackson plays a Northern Union officer who becomes a bounty hunter, or became a bounty hunter. Kurt Russell, where he's from is ambiguous, but he's also bounty hunter. And then you do have some Confederate characters. One of them, the character's name is Chris Mannix. The other one is a general that you see at the haberdashery, General Smithers. There is tension between Mannix and Major Warren, who's Samuel L. Jackson, because of the opposition they shared on the battlefield and just the time period. But when they reach the haberdashery and Samuel L. Jackson enters and the general and Major Warren notice each other, immediate tension, like what is going to happen here? Quentin Tarantino is the king of dialogue, and he is a master of tension. I say he's a master because the master, I can't really say the master because I'm just starting to watch a lot of movies, but I know one of the masters of tension that explains it and has a very good explanation of how to achieve it is Alfred Hitchcock. And that's exactly where Quentin Tarantino learned how to create tension himself. And the basic idea is, if you have two people talking and then a bomb goes off, you have about 5 seconds of tension. Take the same scenario and at one point show the bomb underneath with X time on it, and then go back to the people talking. Immediate tension. It doesn't, I mean, you can, it's more complicated. Well, it can be more complicated than that. You get greater tension by telling the audience that there is a bomb going to explode, rather than just having an explosion. Both scenarios have their place in storytelling, but I'm getting sidetracked. Back to what the synopsis is. Jennifer Jason Leigh's character is Daisy Darmagoo, who is a criminal that Kurt Russell, who is, his character is John Ruth, also known as the Hangman. He's taken her to, hang in Red Rock, but there's a blizzard coming, and they also, on the way, pick up Samuel L. Jackson, and then they pick up another character who is Chris Mannix. And the halfway point, or like at least a safe area from the storm, is Minnie's haberdashery. But when they get there, Minnie's not there, and nor are the other inhabitants that are there year-round. And the mystery is what happened to them, and who is who. I'm going to leave the mystery at that, because I'm afraid I might, in trying to describe what who is who means, would give too much away. But to talk about some of the characters, I mentioned Tim Roth was in this, and he plays a, I guess you could call eccentric character. He's a hangman, and Tim Roth as a hangman, he's having a ball in this movie. He's putting on the stereotypical, like, 1800 British accent. I'll try to give an example. My name is Oswaldo Mowbray. That was pretty bad. Major Warren is a bounty hunter that only brings his bounties in dead. And this is actually a subject that comes up between a few different characters. Major Warren's argument is the job shouldn't be that difficult. It's bad enough you have to track them and then bring them in. But if you have to haul them from the middle of nowhere to town, you're taking an awful huge risk of getting yourself killed by the person that you're bringing in. So it's better to kill them and bring them in and collect the bounty instead of trying to bring them in alive. John Ruth takes the opposite, and he also makes the argument that the hangman's got to make a living too, so he's willing to take the risk. Chris Mannix is a former Confederate that's on his way to Red Rock to become the new sheriff, but no one believes him, and it's kind of ambiguous, but it's kind of answered that yes, he actually is going to be the sheriff of Red Rock. I mean, I think that's really up to the audience. Another character, the means in which John Ruth, Major Warren, Chris Mannix, and Daisy Darmagoo reach the haberdashery. Stagecoach driver by the name of O.B. They just called O.B. He gets the short end of the stick quite often in this movie. He's always being voluntold by John Ruth to help out someone. And Tarantino even writes in there because one of the characters dies and it has to be carried out into the snow, into the blizzard. One character who's played by Michael Mazdin, which is Joe Gage. Well, Tarantino basically says the body had to be taken out. Joe Gage was told draws were strong to see who would help him. OB lost. And so poor OB, who's just a driver, just a decent human being in this mess, just unfortunately gets the short end of the stick. Joe Gage you get the sense that he's an outlaw, but he's portrayed as just a cowboy that's on his way home to mother for Christmas. Back to tension. Tarantino, as we know, is great at writing tension, but he's also good at writing scenes to de-escalate it to where it's still in the air, but it's not nearly as bad because you can't be tense all the time. There are parts where he allows you to relax. And one of the parts is Tim Roth's character, Oswaldo Mulberry, such a funny name, sees that, obviously Major Warren and Chris Mannix and General Smithers could be a potential problem and it could be a potential bloodbath. So he tries to calm the waters by saying the side where the Confederates are, where the fireplace is, surprisingly enough, it works out where that would be the South, and the South, it's warmer in the South, and the other side is the North. He says that the dinner table is a neutral territory, and Philadelphia gets a shout out. He says the bar is Philadelphia. I appreciate that because I'm from the Philadelphia area. I could throw a stone and hit Philadelphia. That's how close I am. Samuel L. Jackson is the smartest among the characters because you constantly see him observing and figuring out and putting the pieces together of this entire mystery from the very beginning. One scene that goes down in infamy. I love. This isn't really even an improv scene. It's written into the script. All right, so it's the guitar smashing scene. It's a mixture of scripted and improv. So here's the layout. Daisy wants to play the guitar that's in the haberdashery. John allows her, and she starts playing and singing a song that eventually actually includes John's character, because she's saying like soon you'll be dead and I'll be down in Mexico. That's what ticks John off, and that's what makes him grab the guitar and smash it. Well, the Martin Guitar Museum of Pennsylvania loaned a 145-year-old antique acoustic guitar to the movie, and there were replicas on set. One of those was supposed to be smashed, but in the scene where Daisy's playing the guitar and singing, and John grabs it and smashes it, is the antique. And the reaction that the actress Jennifer Jason Leigh gives is genuine, because she actually looks off screen to see, like, wait, what just happened? Well, she doesn't say that, but she just gives this impression, like, what just happened? He just smashed the real antique. And since then, the museum no longer loans out guitars to movies. I've seen the one article where it simply says that, but I've seen another article where it says that the value of the guitar went up because not only is it an antique, but it was smashed by Kurt Russell. If there's one technical flaw that I could catch in the movie, it's that one scene, because she does completely break character and look offset. But Tarantino loved the reaction so much, he just kept it in there. The Hateful Eight is a great mystery. It's also a Tarantino movie. And what that means is Tarantino makes great movies, but he doesn't make movies for everyone. And if you're not a Tarantino fan, you're not going to like this. But maybe if you want to watch a good mystery and possibly get into his movies, this will be a good one. I mean, could we argue that each of his movies could be a gateway to watching the rest of his movies? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the Hateful Eight, the theatrical versus the extended cut. If you don't have the Hateful Eight already, you can go in the description below and get your copy. I'm going to put it down as on 4K because I think you should see it at its best, which 4K arguably is its second best because the best would be seeing it on the big screen. This Saturday on the podcast, Austin and I talked about Second Life. Tune in to Twitch Sundays and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Check out Instagram for more behind the scenes and what the video essay is going to be. I've already posted what it is up there, so go check it out. Jamsin_E85. And next Thursday is going to be an actual new movie. Bill and Ted Face the Music has come out. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find a theater nearby where it's showing, so I'm going to rent it on Amazon Prime. If you like what you saw, like it. If you think other people will like it, share it. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching and live your imagination.